And then just quickly, just looking into Cloud Direct and how we work with regards to Windows Virtual Desktop. Obviously, Sean's covered that, but we have a three-stage process to our deployment of Windows Virtual Desktop. We have a discovery and design phase, which you're seeing on the screen now, a deployment phase, and a support and operate phase as well. And as part of the discovery and design phase, this is where we look into the assessments and the POCs. So what we would essentially do is the assessment that Sean described, we would either do that ourselves or we would look to speak to Microsoft and get their resources involved in that. But equally as well, what we'd also do as part of that assessment is to understand your users, as Sean said, and also understand your requirements for that proof of concept. Off the back of that, we would then move into a design phase where we actually look at the actual resource design. We'll look at your full persona mapping around what applications you're using, your access requirements, your device requirements, and also we'll validate your licensing options. And what I mean by that is, I think we've actually got a question around licensing as well, is how you can leverage your existing Office or M365 licensing towards WVD, or whether you do need to have access CALs. And then the key outputs that we provide at this stage are around your roadmap for adoption, your adoption strategy. We'll obviously provide you with a full cost analysis and deployment costs, and then obviously we'll also help you engage with business case material for the non-technical stakeholders that you might have. So whether that's your CFO, whether that's sales director, whoever that might be in terms of your senior leadership team, we can help with that material. So moving on to the deployment services, we essentially have 3 deployment services. We have a rapid deployment service that is for those that are a smallish size, so they're under 50 users. But additionally, we also have that as a POC. So the rapid deployment basically looks at the essentials for remote working, and it looks into a scenario of various testing elements for the POC. We then move on to the advanced deployment, which is essentially your complete WVD solution, and that's up to 400 users. And then we have an enterprise deployment service as well for those that are beyond 400 users. And the key differentiator there is that these are for, that is for customers that might have multiple Azure regions because they have a multi-site, and they might be a multinational, for example, throughout Europe or throughout nationally within the UK, where they need multiple Azure regions as part of that WVD deployment. All these materials are available on our website and through sort of the sales and account management teams. But this just again gives you a breakdown of what you get across those 3 deployment elements. So as I said, the rapid deployment is the one that's really focused on proof of concept, and essentially, as I said, it makes sure that you get all the questions you need to have answered before you move into a full deployment or a production environment deployment. So that you feel confident that it's going to serve the purpose that you want it to. And again, if there's any further questions or information that you need around this, please feel free to ask.